Hello, family, and welcome back to chemistry class. Glad to have you guys here. We missed chemistry class last week as I was preparing to spend time with family. So please do excuse me. However, we are back, and I'm glad to be here with you guys today. So this is going to be a short class, not going to keep you long on the eve of December 31st, or which we like to call the eve of New Year's Eve. So today we are going to talk about household disinfectants, and the tagline is in home chemistry. Like I told you before, guys, chemistry is everywhere, science is everywhere, all around you, especially chemistry in your household, and you don't even think about it. So today we're going to tune in and tap into that, and we're going to talk about it. So quickly, let's go over and review a little bit about household disinfectants that you may or may not know. So disinfectants are registered with the Environmental Protection Agency, which is known as the EPA. EPA, as we call it, Environmental Protection Agency. And they put out a list during the pandemic specifically for institutes, health institutes, clinical institutes for disinfecting areas of high traffic where possibly COVID or the vid would be present, or the virus or the pathogen that causes it, such as the virus, the SARS, SARS-2, SARS-2. So this list can be found on the EPA website. I've listed the website right here that you can go ahead and either click on it, possibly can't click on it because you don't have the PowerPoint. So I can either put the information in the detail box below, but just know that you can find this information on the EPA website, okay? And it is called the List N for disinfectants for use against SARS-CoV-2, parentheses COVID-19, and this can be located at that website. The list covers an array of disinfectants for the use of the vid and other purposes for other pathogens such as rhinovirus and other things. And rhinovirus, if you don't know, is a virus that causes the common cold. So the list will look very much like this. I actually got this from page 12 of the actual list. So it will look just like this, and highlighted for you, I have some common household names that you will see. Sodium hypochlorite, that is bleach, as you can see right in the company listed. It has the Clorox company, Clorox being the brand. And it has the contact time. So most importantly, the contact time. So the contact time is the amount of time that the active ingredient or that disinfectant needs to be in contact with the surface or whatever it is that you're trying to disinfect. So contact time is very important. It's going to list the active ingredient, which is going to be the main ingredient of the disinfectant, the product name or the company that makes it. Remember, contact time. And furthest to the right, second column from the right, is going to be says to kill SARS-CoV-2 or the COVID-19. Follow this disinfection directions for following pathogen. That will also be listed. So this is what the list will look like. It's pretty lengthy, but you can search through the list by using not keywords. Well, yes, you can use keywords to search through the list, but they have actual points that you can use. The EPA registered number, you can look it up based upon the active ingredient. You also can look it up based upon a company, I believe. Possibly contact time, I can't remember. But there's different ways that you can look through this list. If you do hit like Control F, that is a way you can search keywords. Okay, so let's get to the goodies. Some household disinfectants. So 4 common household disinfectants for the vid. Okay, so for that you will find on that list will be sodium hypochlorite, as I stated earlier, which is bleach. Bleach comes in different from different companies. You don't just because Clorox is one that you will see listed here, but that's the brand name. But you can find bleach, like you can find bleach at your dollar stores. You can find bleach a lot of places that just aren't Clorox, the brand. You want to get CDC is recommending that you get the concentration, you have a concentration, and that is between 5.25 to 8.25% sodium hypochlorite. I believe that is the standard concentration that you will find in the bleach that you purchase for your house, even the bleach that you use for washing your white clothes. I believe that is the percentage. I will have to double check. I don't know why I don't have the information for you guys, but I do believe that. Second, hydrogen peroxide. That is that brown bottle you will see located right there at the bottom of the page. That is your typical 3% concentration of hydrogen peroxide that you will find at your pharmacies, your CVS's, your Walmarts, or whatever. That's the standard concentration. The EPA lists concentrations, and from what I saw, they were listing 4% or greater. So it was around 4.25%. And then some of the hydrogen peroxide sprays are a little bit higher concentration. Hydrogen peroxide also comes in other concentrations between like 30 50%. But that brown bottle you see is a 3% concentration. So from what EPA is stating on that end list, that concentration needs to be higher for a disinfectant for the vid. I'm not saying you can't try and use it, but EPA list is saying that it needs to be at least, I believe, at 4.25% greater. That's from what I've seen on the list. I'm not saying that you can't use it, but I did not find that concentration on the list. However, moving on to number 3, isopropyl alcohol, IA, also known as rubbing alcohol. That's the third picture that you see located on the screen. And we all know what rubbing alcohol is. As you can see there, that is 70% isopropyl alcohol. That's what you can purchase at your regular pharmacies, your Walmarts, and everything like that. Walgreens. Rubbing alcohol. On the end list for EPA, 70% concentration of isopropyl alcohol is appropriate for disinfecting the vid. Okay. Next, quaternary ammonium compounds. Quaternary ammonium compounds, or quants, or QACs. An example is Lysol. And below you can see that this was Lysol right there in the fourth picture, located below. This actual Lysol brand is on the actual end list. So you will find this specific one, which I'm trying to see. Yes, I think that's the all-purpose Lysol cleaner, and that will be found as a quaternary ammonium compound on the EPA end list for disinfecting the vid. So let's get into a little bit of formulas. Okay, so formulas for household disinfectants for the vid. So as we stated in the previous slide, sodium hypochlorite, also known as the bleach, is appropriate for the vid. If you would like to make a formula at home for yourself for any particular reason, or just want to have this information on hand. I'm such a geek that I like to have information like this on hand. So 5 tablespoons of sodium hypochlorite you can mix with a gallon of water. That is appropriate for cleaning, from CDC is saying this. That's appropriate for disinfecting the vid. Number 2, isopropyl alcohol, which is what we went over in the previous slide. Excuse me. You can find that in your local stores. If by chance you happen to have 100% alcohol for some reason, I don't know why someone would have 100% alcohol, unless you have a business, you're a chemist or some type of scientist, you have 100% alcohol that you've gotten as a reagent from a company. If you wanted to dilute that to 70% alcohol, this is the formula that you can use. You can use 350 milliliters of 100% isopropyl alcohol, and you can mix that with 150 milliliters of water, bringing that to a total volume of 500 milliliters. Okay, that will equal your 70% isopropyl alcohol. If you wanted to have more isopropyl alcohol, you can take 700 milliliters of 100% isopropyl alcohol and mix it with 300 milliliters of water, bringing that total volume to 1,000 milliliters of water. Both formulas are for 70% alcohol. They're just different volumes. So if you want to for some reason play around with that. I don't believe I'm totally recommending that, but if for some reason you don't have any other disinfectants, you're trying to disinfect your house for some reason, you believe someone may have come into your house that's contracted the vid, or maybe family members, and you need a quick solution to some disinfectants, I am just giving you some information right here. And moving on, some chemical reactions of household products. These are things you do not want to mix. And shout out to my homegirls, my line sisters who did come through when I asked them, what do you want to learn about? And a couple of them mentioned household disinfectants and products. So for them, I am doing this chemistry class. So chemical reactions of household products you do not want to mix. Bleach and ammonia. Okay, that's a no-no. What is ammonia found in? Great question, class. You know I love it when you give me these questions. Okay, let's have a conversation about it. Lysol, Ajax, Windex. There are Windex products that are ammonia free, but that is something that you have to look at the label closely. It should be printed on the front label, but please do look at the back label. So bleach and ammonia equals chloramine gas. That's a no-no. Very, very toxic. So we do not want to be mixing bleach and ammonia in the house. If forever you do happen to mix these chemicals, please open, and matter of fact, have open the windows when you are cleaning, first of all, especially if you don't know what you're mixing. Second of all, if you are mixing these chemicals and you have mixed them by accident or on purpose for some reason, please do make sure that you get fresh air and that you're opening your windows to let those vapors and that gas out. And I would say stop using the product immediately once you realize that you have made a mistaken error. Second, bleach and vinegar, okay, equals chlorine gas, okay? Bleach and vinegar, chlorine gas, very, very toxic. You don't want to mix bleach with a very acidic pH, anything with a very acidic pH. So bleach and vinegar equals chlorine gas, toxic. No, do not mix. Thirdly, bleach and urine, surprisingly, right? Yes. So if you are around the house and you maybe have a dog, you're trying to clean up some urine off the floor or wherever it could possibly be, you do not want to pour bleach onto that, okay? So that will react and it will equal chlorine gas. Very, very toxic. So vinegar is good for unclogging drains. If you do have vinegar around the house, it's very good for unclogging drains. I will not suggest that you intake or consume vinegar. We talked about this before, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so vinegar is good for unclogging drains. Contains acetic acid. We've discussed this before in previous chemistry classes, so I know you remember, but if you don't, you better now. Fourth, vinegar and hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide and vinegar equals. Let's see. I wanted to say something to you about hydrogen peroxide, but I guess I'll save that for a little bit later. So vinegar and hydrogen peroxide, peracetic acid is what it equates to, or what it makes, or what it yields, also known as peroxyacetic acid. And if you look at the name of both of the vinegar and hydrogen peroxide, you can see where they get the nomenclature from for peroxyacetic acid, because what I just stated before, vinegar contains acetic acid, hydrogen peroxide, peroxyacetic acid. That's kind of easy nomenclature when it comes to chemistry, which sometimes isn't always that easy. This produces an odorous vapor, is very flammable, acutely toxic, so do not mix. Hydrogen peroxide is great at cleaning stains. If you have that oxidization, so if you have, let's see, fabric that has blood in it, for instance, females, if you're on your cycle, you having an incidence, or just anyone who gets blood on a specific fabric, whether it's white or whatever it be, hydrogen peroxide is really good for getting that stain out. which brings me to my next topic of discussion. It's also found in OxyClean. So if you're cleaning your clothes, you're washing your clothes, OxyClean is good for getting out those stains. Okay. Fifth, bleach and isopropyl alcohol, also known as rubbing alcohol, equates to or yields chloroform. Okay, we do not want you in taking these vapors. Chloroform is very toxic. It's also suspected carcinogen and a suspected reproductive hazard. So please be very, very careful when you're around the house and you're using your standard household products, especially if you don't know what it actually is in them. If you don't have a scientific background, you're not a chemist like me, you don't have to be, but you can actually look at the ingredients on the labels and you can do a Google search, or you can come back and you can ask me, but just make sure that you're becoming familiar with the kind of ingredients and chemicals that are located in these products, because they can have a reaction that can be very toxic and can be very harmful to the body. So we want to make sure that we are not mixing these chemicals, okay? I know you understand this content because you guys are super smart. So if you wanted to by chance take one more natural approach, is what I like to do. Not always, but it is something that I do like to do. You can substitute bleach for baking soda and vinegar. You can use Castile soap. An example of Castile soap is Dr. Bronner's. Dr. Bronner's and water is also good as a natural approach to cleaning. Lemon or lime juice for grime. Olive oil, coconut oil for grease on stainless steel appliances. Olive oil, coconut oil has also been said to use on leather to make it more supple. And then 5, there are others, but I'm just giving you a quick list, a quick little hit list. So olive leaf and H2O is a surface cleaner. There is a product out there called olive leaf extract surface cleaner, but if you don't want to purchase that, you feel like making something at home, if you have some olive leaf on hand, if you go to your local health store, maybe they have some olive leaf. But olive leaf H2O is a good surface cleaner. I haven't actually tried that one. I think I'm going to try that one and see what that's like. And the olive oil and coconut oil for stainless steel appliances, I haven't tried that either. I definitely tried Castile soap. I've definitely tried baking soda and vinegar. And I've never tried lemon or lime juice for grime. So hey, I gotta try these things too. So as I'm giving you guys this information, you go ahead and make sure that you guys are trying these things out too. And come on back over to the channel and let us know how they worked out for you and how you feel about them. And please do review the information. I know this is a quick little hit list. Today's chemistry class is not going to be that long. Everyone is either on vacation or getting ready for tomorrow's little party. Get up, shindigs, or whatever you guys are going to be doing. So just quickly, I just wanted to touch base with you guys, let you know I'm still here, planning for 2021 for some more chemistry classes. Please do let me know if you have any ideas, you have any questions, is something that's burning, or you have a desire to talk about. I would love to cover those topics for you guys. So help a sister out.